Last thing before we go tonight is, on this night of all nights, we get to offer you an introduction to the first ever African-American service chief of any branch of the U.S. Armed Forces in our history. Four-star U.S. Air Force General and former fighter pilot Charles Brown is the new Air Force Chief of Staff. And as you listen to him, remember, of the 41 four-star generals that we've got in our military, only 2 are black. General Brown has recorded a very personal message to be viewed through the ranks.
Thinking about how full I am with emotion, not just for George Floyd, but the many African Americans that have suffered the same fate as George Floyd. And thinking about a history of racial issues and my own experiences that didn't always sing of liberty and equality. I'm thinking about my Air Force career, where I was often the only African American in my squadron, or as a senior officer, the only African American in the room. I'm thinking about wearing the same flight suit with the same wings on my chest as my peers, and they being questioned by another military member, are you a pilot? I'm thinking about the airmen who don't have a life similar to mine and don't have to navigate through 2 worlds. I'm thinking about how these airmen view racism, whether they don't see it as a problem since it doesn't happen to them, or whether they're empathetic.
General Brown also spoke about raising 2 black sons in America in the year 2020.
I'm thinking about the frank and emotional conversations my wife and I have had with them just this past week as we discussed the situations that have led to the protests around our country. I can't fix centuries of racism in our country, nor can I fix decades of discrimination that may have impacted members of our Air Force. I want the wisdom and knowledge to lead, participate in, and listen to necessary conversations on racism, diversity, and inclusion. I want to hear what you're thinking about and how together we can make a difference.
That is your new Air Force Chief of Staff, General Charles Brown, to take us off the air tonight. And that is our broadcast on this Tuesday night. Thank you so very much for being here with us, as always. On behalf of all my colleagues at the networks of NBC News, good night from our temporary field headquarters.